Hey, so I'm doing a little voiceover. Just to let y'all know, this video, like the video that y'all are gonna see, is me in a Uno game on repeat. Sorry, but the reason why I'm putting that out is because I didn't want y'all to just watch me like while I was driving, because it was just the video. I wasn't really engaged in the camera, so I'd rather give y'all something to at least watch it and be entertained. Hey, it's your boy Sick. I'm gonna be talking about story time. Quitting my job. Like, I quit my job, the job that I've been working at for the last 4 years. I just recently quit it. I got sick of it. I was so mad. I will say, probably wasn't the best thing for me to do because I don't have another job lined up, but I'm gonna get one. I don't recommend anybody just quitting their job without having something else lined up, let alone, especially if you're black. Like, I'm like, that shit is already hard as fuck getting hired on. But let alone losing your job, that shit is just awful. Like, I mean, at least I didn't get fired. And I'm going to get into the details of why. So, workplace, things I tell people to avoid in the workplace at all times, especially if you're black. If you're black, you already know there's certain things you got to avoid. For instance, drama. Any kind of drama, avoid that shit at all costs. But basically, stay away from all workplace drama. I'm gonna tell y'all that like it is. That's something everybody should avoid, because that's not something anybody needs. 1, 2. Make sure you watch the coworkers around you, because I'm like, you never know how your coworkers are. They could be your best friend, but they also could be, like, behind your back, they could be completely opposite. Like, they could be the biggest snakes. And then there's some people that you're friendly with, and they're snakes. And then there's some people that just flat out don't like you, and they don't come off like that. Because, I mean, I had a coworker like that. I mean, so basically, I'll just explain my scenario. So there was some drama stuff that popped up with my homeboy. They end up getting drama with him. I ended up getting pulled into it because I kind of said something about it. And this is why I fucked up. I told one of my coworkers about it, who I shouldn't have said anything to. And then this idiot, that is my coworker, said something to another one of my coworkers, who's even a bigger idiot. So basically, I get pulled into some shit. And I get pulled into the drama because, I mean, here's the problem. When you tell somebody a story, if they go tell somebody else that story, it's not going to be the same story. And that's the problem that I ran into with my story. I told somebody my story, and the person that they told was not the same person that actually got the story. So, part 1 of how everything got fucked up. Now we're going to go into part 2, the aftermath. So that person that I told, let's just say the person I told, their name is K. And the person that K told was B. So K told B, like, I'm just, these people's names do not start with a K or B. I'm just going to say K and B. I'm just going to give y'all a scenario about it. So K tells B what happened. But K didn't tell it from my point of view. K told it from what K took in. And so B gets the story that's told by K. And the story was a little off. I'm just gonna tell you, like, I know that. And basically what this stuff ended up doing, it ended up stirring drama in the workplace. And this drama got so bad that my boy, like, my bro, ended up almost getting fired over it. And it had nothing to do, it wasn't my fault he necessarily almost got fired. It had nothing to do with really me. I didn't say anything about him in a negative way because he's my bro. I wasn't going to say anything about him. Honestly, I was more defending him. So when B hears the story, you know what B does? B goes up to the boss. B texts the boss and says, Ace X should be fired. A6 said so-and-so about this, about you, boss man, and about another person. We're going to call that person S. So, the next day at work, my homeboy, they're talking to him about the drama stuff, because some other stuff happened. This is before that drama stuff really got bad. This is some other stuff he got pulled into. When B told Boss Man the story, the shit got flipped at me. And when I say that's where the problems became, because apparently I said something bad about Boss Man. I guess from what I was told, I said something bad about Boss Man and S, even though I know for a fact I didn't. But that's fine. That's neither near nor there. I was like, you own something, you don't. We get that. So what A6 ended up doing, A6 gets called upstairs because B just left from being upstairs talking to Boss Man. And I'm like, what's going on? Because I don't know what the fuck is going on. All of a sudden, Boss Man tells me, hey, an anonymous person said so-and-so about you saying this about these people. And I was like, huh? I don't know. Mind you, I didn't say the story that he gave. That was not what I actually gave. So I was just like, whatever. And they were like, hey, apparently you were worried about targeting your job. No one's targeting your job. So that's what Boss Man told me. So I'm like, cool. But I'm like, so then he asked me, so what's this about the stuff you got with S? And I was like, huh? And they were like, we know you have nothing to do with your homeboy, his situation. And I was like, okay. Like, I was like, I really don't have anything to do with that. Like, I'm like, look, that stuff that S has with my homeboy, I'm out of it. I don't want my job to be on the line because they got drama going on, because I know how this shit goes. Trust me, I know how shit goes. I ain't stupid. So what A6 does, A6 stays out of it. I let S know I got nothing to do with that shit. So my homeboy goes into work and he gets sent home. Then Boss Man's like, hey, you can come to work the next day. He ends up quitting because he knew what was going to happen. He was going to come in just to get fired, so he just went ahead and quit. B, this motherfucker, B, they know who they are, decides to go snitching on me for everything I fucking did. Like, every time I don't work, he says something about me. I noticed that all of these motherfuckers that I'm working with, I'm one of the managers. I noticed that the other managers are always upstairs. They're always watching the cameras. Thursday, they told me I was getting lazy. The source told me, hey, they were saying you're being lazy. So I was like, cool. So Thursday, what I ended up doing, I just went outside, pressure washed. I did something. I stayed busy in my job just so if they asked me a question, I was going to say, I just didn't want to be lazy today. Because, I mean, they were saying I was getting lazy, so I was going to say, hey, I just didn't want to be lazy today. Friday, I get called to my boss's office, and I'm like, what the fuck is this over? They were like, he tells me, like, hey, I heard that you went upstairs for 30 minutes, and you were on the phone. Put up the cameras and showed me the time and everything. And I was on my phone. Not gonna lie to you, I was on my phone. That wasn't my problem I had. I was just like, wow, I was on my phone for 30 minutes. It was not serious. My job wasn't busy, but I was like, they're nitpicking with me. Like, I realized, like, B has a serious problem with me. And I mean, me personally, I got a serious problem with B because B is all in my business. And I was like, what the fuck does B want with me? I'm like, I don't know what this motherfucker wants me fired for, but this snake ass motherfucker. I was like, all right, cool. Before this happened, I was already having issues with my job at work because managers, none of these motherfuckers wanted to talk to me, including my boss man, including him. None of these motherfuckers even having conversations with me. I'm like, cool. I'm like, all right, we on this petty shit. I'll be petty too. So I didn't want to talk to none of them motherfuckers. So I kept my distance. B has a fucking problem with me, and I got a fucking problem with B. Now, mind you, B is such a, like, the reason why I gave that person the name B is to shorten it for bitch. This bitch got a problem with me, and this bitch don't want to come be a man-to-man with me. And this bitch is old enough to know that if you got a problem with me, come address me. Let me know. I don't like B's. I don't like bitch ass motherfuckers, bro. If you gonna be a bitch about it, stay the fuck away from me. So this motherfucker starts nitpicking with me. So that this day, like before, like they were saying, they called me to the office. I went in to work to that day. This motherfucker didn't think I knew he was doing this shit. So this motherfucker starts talking to me. This motherfucker starts talking to me thinking we cool. I'm not responding. And he goes, wow, so it's like that? Like you can't hear me? No response from me. Because I was like, I'm not talking to this motherfucker, bro. Because I'm like, I'm going to cuss this motherfucker out and this motherfucker finna fuck around and get punched. Like I was like, you don't fuck with me, my job, bro. Like I'm not with that. So this motherfucker trying to be buddy-buddy with me like the bitch that he is. Yes, he is a bitch. To put it in a nice way, he's a bitch. That's what he is. That's all he'll ever be. I'm not talking to this motherfucker, bro. So that day I go outside and I'm doing my job. One of the up and coming managers, like training up, came to me and was like, hey, boss wants to talk to you upstairs. And I'm like, cool. So this is when they confront me about the phone shit. And I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was on my phone right there. And boss man is like, okay, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, but you can't be doing this. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. I'm not supposed to be doing that. Like, I don't need to be on my phone upstairs for 30 minutes on the phone with somebody. I don't. Like, it was not one of those type of phone calls. Like, obviously, it wasn't one of those phone calls. It was one of those ones where I was talking to my homeboy and I was laughing with him. I mean, my bro. Like, I mean, that's my boy. Not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you this story like 100% truth. I was in the wrong on this one. And then he showed me another video of me at 7 o'clock. And my job at 7 o'clock, mind you, it's very slow. Like, it's not too many people I deal with. I worked at a car wash. It was not many people washing their cars at 7 o'clock p.m. This is p.m. I counted 2 cars that came through. And I had 2 team members that were inside. One of those team members is this bitch that I'm talking about. One of them is bitch or B, whatever you want to call him. The other one is my homie. Like, I mean, I'm cool with him. He's kind of new. Like, I told them, I'm like, hey, y'all got this. I'll be right back. I went outside, talked to my boy for like 30 minutes. Like, man, we was kicking it. Like, I mean, it was nothing else I could do. Like, he wanted to kick it with me, bro. I was like, cool. What's up? Everything was all good. Now, mind you, this happened days prior to what my boss talked to me about. So when my boss talked to me about this stuff, he's like, look, you got to set a better example. And I'm like, I get that. And so then he tells me, I'm not mad at you. This is your final warning. And he wrote me up. And it was my final warning. And I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, damn, I never got a verbal warning. I never got wrote up once, twice, 3 times. I haven't got wrote up in 2 years at this job. 2 years. And I never got wrote up since I got a management spot. So I was like, I've never been written up. And I'm already on my final warning over some petty ass shit like that. Because I was like, I get it. I wasn't supposed to do that. But I was like, that's bullshit. I'm on my final warning. So I'm already pissed off that day. Because I know who was doing all this snitching. The thing about me, bro, I see snakes for what they are. Like, I really do. I got a natural spiritual gift of seeing people for what they are before I even know it. So I already know who was doing it, because I was like, there's no way somebody else could have did this. Nobody else. It had to be him that did it. I knew right off the bat when I first got called upstairs about it. I knew exactly who did it. And like then the next day, after I got called upstairs the first time, the dude K that I told was asking my homeboy who was about to get fired, who they were trying to fire. He was telling him, he's like, hey, do you think Ace is mad at me because I told B about this? And my homeboy was like, nah, he's not mad at you. Deep down, I'm pretty pissed off because I was like, nah, I'm brought into this shit, and I'm like, this is bullshit I got to deal with. So that day of the final warning. So that day, I'm talking to one of those team leads that's in training. Like, I'm training her on how to do everything. And I was giving her a talk, and she's like, Jalen, look. Or Ace. I'm just going to say Ace. So, we're going to call her, G. G was like, Jalen, please don't quit. Like, when I get my management spot, I'm going to make sure we get rid of all this drama. Like, next time I hear anything about this drama stuff, I'm going straight to boss man about it, and I'm gonna have him address him about this stuff. And I was like, look, don't even worry about that. I was like, I'm probably like I'm already out the door. Like, I'm 2 steps out the door already. I was like, now I just need another job to quit to. So what I ended up doing, I ended up not quitting that day, but I was debating it. And it was so bad, I had to call my homeboy. Like, a couple of my homeboys, I damn near had to call my whole gang, bro, and talk to them. And not only that, I talked to my mom, had to talk to my dad. I mean, if it wasn't for my homeboy talking to me on my lunch break, he talked me into not walking out. Because I was like, bro, I'm so pissed off. They're being petty as hell. They're not even fucking talking to me, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, are we really gonna act like fucking children? Like, I'm like, bro, this is bullshit. I get blamed for everything, and I'm the one doing all the shit right. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I did that shit, but I'm like, bro, look at the other management. Look at the other managers. What are they doing? Nothing. They're upstairs the whole shift. I go upstairs for 30 minutes and I get a whole final warning for it. They do it their whole shift. Nothing. I was like, cool. I was like, I'm not even mad. I'm really not mad. But I was like, I was pissed off with bitch, because I was like, bitch is doing all this snitching and trying to be buddy with me. I was like, I got a fucking problem with that. I don't fuck with fake ass people. Like, I was like, one thing about me, bro, I'm not with that shit. You can do all that other bullshit over there. Don't fuck with me. My last day, it was Saturday. Today's Monday when I'm recording this. So Saturday when I go into my work shift, I was supposed to close that bitch. Now, bitch was working that day. Bitch was supposed to work in the morning. I was supposed to be with 2 other closers. One of them called in because he's sick. Other one called in because he had to take his dog to the vet. So they ended up telling bitch, instead of doing the morning shift, you're gonna close. Now this is where they fucked up, because I was like, alright, I already don't like this bitch motherfucker, bro. Like, keep that motherfucker away from me. Like, you don't put a snake around me, because I'm not with the rattling. This motherfucker came in. Motherfucker gonna try to be buddy with me again. I didn't respond. So the motherfucker starts to get in my face. So I had to literally push, like, kind of shove him out of my face. Like, I was like, get out of my face. Like, and I go on my lunch break. And I'm pissed off at work the whole day. I didn't talk to none of them motherfuckers, bro. It was clear as day I was pissed off. I didn't want to talk to none of them motherfuckers. They knew to stay away from me. I knew to stay away from them. All of them. And I mean, I even felt bad because some of my team members, I kind of got an attitude with them. Like, well, I didn't have an attitude with them, but I was mad, and they didn't really want to approach me because I was mad. And I was like, look, I'm sorry. I already told them, though. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry if I came off like that. I wasn't trying to come off like that. I really wasn't. Like, I don't got nothing against y'all. But I do got a problem with this bitch-ass motherfucker, bro. Well, the team member that called in for the vet is K. K ends up coming in to work on time and everything. Well, a little bit late, whatever. But bitch is working. And when bitch came in, bitch was trying to be buddy with me, and I was just like, I'm not with this shit. So I go on my lunch break. I come back from my lunch break. I'm already filling out job applications because I was like, I already know I'm finna quit this motherfucker, bro. I knew I was gonna quit eventually. I was just waiting on myself to get another job. So what I ended up doing, I came down. I went to do my manager shit. And I was just like, I started filling out applications, and I was like, damn, this bitch ass motherfucker's here. I was like, I'm gonna fucking quit. Like, I'm gonna fucking quit, because I don't want to be around this motherfucker. If I'm not working for 5 seconds, he's gonna say some shit to my fucking boss. So I was like, they're gonna try to fire me anyway. And I was like, really, if they wanted to fire me, they should have went ahead and did it. I ended up going back in, and this is like around 3 o'clock. I took my lunch at like 2 something to 2:30. From 2:30 to 3, I'm just doing manager shit, and then I go back in at 3 o'clock, and I'm having a debate, because I had to call my mom earlier that day. Oh, when G came up to me, G drove her car, because G was leaving, and G was like, hey, please don't quit today, but they called in bitch. And I was like, fuck. And I called my mom. I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I think I'm gonna quit today. Like, I was like, I think I didn't had enough. Boy, oh boy, I quit. Like, let's just say it like that. It wouldn't look too long after 3 where I was like, and I looked at Kay, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit, bro. I quit. Like, I'm about to quit. Like, I'm really quitting this. So I just left. Like, I told Kay, all right. I ain't say shit to B, because I was like, B knew to stay the fuck away from me. Like, when I pushed him out of my face, I was like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, I really want to punch him, but I'm not gonna catch no charges or anything like that. So I got that motherfucker out of my face, and I was like, that motherfucker ain't gonna never come near me again. The motherfucker better not be trying to be buddy with me either, because I was like, it's on sight if he does. Like, I'm just gonna keep it real. If that motherfucker see me, keep it pushing, because I'm gonna keep it pushing. Now, if that motherfucker come up to me and try to say something, no, let's just say that ain't gonna happen. But yeah, so that's a story of me quitting my job, and I'm gonna explain to y'all. If y'all ever get that mad at y'all's job, I would never recommend quitting a job like that. But if it ever gets to the point where it's that serious, quit that hoe. I'm just gonna be real with you, just quit. Cause my shit was that serious where I had to. Like, it was that. Like, I'm like, bro, I couldn't talk to any of the managers. And I'm a manager. Couldn't talk to my boss, man. I was like, if these motherfuckers ain't gonna talk to me, I'm not talking to none of these motherfuckers, bro. I was just like, fuck this shit, I quit. And I went ahead and quit. And that's the story. Please like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Ace X. And I'm coming at y'all with some more shit. It's gonna be a long time. I'm probably not gonna put this out until tomorrow, but just in case I get a chance to put this shit out today, thank you guys so much. I hope y'all continue to support my channel. I'm trying to expand it. Like, I'm trying to do a little bit of everything, because I want to catch an audience. I'm trying to see what's all gonna catch an audience, because I know my From shit is catching an audience. Because I mean, that's my highest viewed video, and I made it like 3 months ago. It's almost at 1,000. It's at like 700 some views. So I was like, I might have to go push some more From shit, because From is really popular and everybody's liking it. So I was like, let me do that. But yeah, your boy Ace X, man, we out.